This miracle took place on one of the middle nights of Sha'ban, i.e. the 13th, 14th, or 15th night. Thursday, 17th March 2022, at Maghrib, will mark the night of 15th Sha'ban, also referred to as Laylat al-Bara'ah, Laylat an-Nisf min Sha'ban, and Shab-e Barat. The importance of the 15th night of Sha'ban is a subject of debate among Muslims. Some celebrate the night with special prayers and fast the following day, while others say that this practice is not from the Sunnah. The reality is that scholars consider the hadiths about 15th Sha'ban as being sound, sahih, good, hasan, and weak, da'if. However, due to the fact that there are numerous hadith and the weakness of many of the hadith is not severe, the virtue of this night is accepted as authentic by scholars. Ibn Taymiyyah R.H. says, "So many ahadith and reports exist regarding the excellence of the 15th night of Sha'ban that one is compelled to accept that this night does possess some virtue." This is the general consensus of scholars regarding this night. So, what are the blessings of 15th Sha'ban, and how can you take advantage of them? Allah SWT forgives many of His servants on this night. The main blessing of this night is that Allah pours His mercy and forgiveness upon earth from Maghrib until Fajr. The Prophet described the extent of His forgiveness in powerful language in numerous narrations. The Prophet said, "Allah gazes at His creation on the 15th night of Sha'ban and then forgives all His slaves except for two types of people: those who attribute partners to Allah and those who have rancor for their fellow Muslims." In other narrations, he mentioned more categories of people who wouldn't be forgiven, including those who severed the ties of kinship and those who disobeyed their parents, among others. Aisha also narrated that the Prophet once remained in sajda for so long during this night she became scared and touched his foot to make sure he was still alive. He moved his foot and she heard him reciting the following dua. This dua is sahih, authentic, and can be found in Imam Bayhaqi's collection, among others. It is narrated that the Prophet used to recite it during sujood and after witr prayer. It being recited on 15th Sha'ban is considered acceptable by scholars. The Prophet also said to Aisha, "Allah descends on the night of the middle of Sha'ban to the lowest heaven, and He forgives more than the numbers of hairs on the sheep of Banu Kalb, an Arab tribe renowned for their great flocks of sheep." Ibn Majah. Finally, the Prophet said that on this night, from sunset until dawn, Allah asks His servants, "Is there anyone seeking forgiveness from me so that I may forgive him? Is there anyone seeking provision from me so I may provide for him? Is there anyone suffering so I may relieve his suffering?" Therefore, make dua for forgiveness on the 15th night of Sha'ban. Increase your dhikr and ask Allah particularly for forgiveness, mercy, relief from suffering, and provision. Remember to forgive anyone who you have a grudge against and resolve your problems with them, especially if they are family members, so Allah will forgive you. Fasting on 15th Sha'ban. There is only one weak hadith regarding specifically fasting on the 15th day of Sha'ban. However, it is from the Sunnah to fast the bright days, the 13th, 14th, and 15th of every month anyway. You can learn more on our blog about the bright days. Furthermore, it is from the Sunnah of the Prophet to increase our voluntary fasts during Sha'ban, as this is the month in which actions are raised to Allah. Prescribed prayers for this night. Again, the hadith regarding prescribed prayers for this night, such as prayers of 14 raka'at, are weak hadith, so it cannot be considered a sunnah practice. However, you can still perform nafil, voluntary prayers during this night to benefit from its blessings. As Ibn Taymiyyah says, some of the pious predecessors used to specially devote this night, 15th Sha'ban, for salah. Moreover, the Prophet always encouraged performing nafil prayers and making dua at night, particularly during the last third of the night. This is the case for any night in the year. Is this the night of destiny? Most scholars agree that the night of 15th Sha'ban is not mentioned in the Quran. Some commentators have said that the night of 15th Sha'ban is mentioned in Surah Ad-Dukhan. Indeed, we sent it the book down during a blessed night. Indeed, we were to warn mankind. On that night is made distinct every precise matter. The Noble Quran 40. However, most scholars agree that this ayah refers to Laylat al-Qadr. The opinion that 15th Sha'ban is the night of destiny, i.e. the night on which your provision and time of death is named, is not a strong opinion, and Allah knows best. Whether it is mentioned in the Quran or not, it is still a blessed night. Umar bin Abdul Aziz and others have said, "Do not neglect 4 nights in the year, because on those nights Allah pours His mercy upon His slaves, the first night of Rajab, the 15th night of Sha'ban, the night before Eid al-Fitr, and the night before Eid al-Adha." Thus, we should make an effort to increase our ibadah and ask for Allah's mercy and forgiveness on this night. We should also strive to remove from our hearts any hatred or grudges for our fellow Muslims in order to receive Allah's forgiveness on this night. Remember, Sha'ban is the month in which our annual deeds are raised to Allah, and the night of 15th Sha'ban is the perfect opportunity to enter Ramadan with our sins forgiven, insha'Allah. Preparing for Ramadan. Sha'ban is a special month, and we shouldn't neglect its blessings. It is a time where our actions are raised to Allah, where our love for the Prophet increases, and where we should be preparing for the blessed month of Ramadan. One of the ways you can prepare for Ramadan is by giving iftar to those in need. The prophets said, "Whoever feeds a person breaking his fast will earn the same reward as him, without anything being lessened from the reward of the fasting person." By giving iftar from now, you can earn the reward of giving charity in Sha'ban and multiply the rewards of your fasts in Ramadan. Muslim hands will be providing food parcels, sahur and iftar, throughout Ramadan, and we need to start preparing from now.